How you going, guys? I'm in the middle of editing the 5th Back to the Jag video. So I sort of editing and realised that I haven't done any introduction, so I'm doing one now. So at the start of the video, we have a clean up. I knock a bit of a dint out the top of that guard. I come in, there was a flat spot in here. And I'm going to come back and actually attack both those things because I can see in the video that I need to do them again. From some of the angles I can see that I haven't quite got it right, and I can actually see now when I look back around the other way that I need to attack it from a slightly different method. Today I welded up a crack in here, welded some holes in here and bits and pieces, had a bloody good dress up in there. There's a split in that front, on that bottom of that wheel arch where I knocked that dint out in that wheel arch, front of that wheel arch the other day. That had a couple of splits and cracks and a couple of holes in it, so I welded that up, dressed that up. I was going to do some more, but yesterday we went and did a bit of a road trip, and you'll get to see the video of that probably before you watch this. But yeah, later in the day I sort of ended up with a bit of a crook gut, and that sort of stopped me from doing any more today because I had lunch, and then after lunch I felt like shit. And I still feel a bit off, but I'm alright. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow, if I can get these last little bits cleaned up that I want to do, there's a couple, I just want to check where the joins are on those new panels. On the actual wheel arch piece, I want to just make sure I've got those joins welded actually on the lip. Make sure I've got them welded properly. I'll quickly attack those two pieces again, and then I want to see if I can get this outside back, mask the engine bay, and hopefully put something over that, and then cover all the front windscreen and like that cowl area and everything, so I don't have to touch that or take any of that shit off in the meantime. And see if I can get some etch on the front of this thing, and then hopefully that'll be the end of the video tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I'll let you get back to 4 or 5 days ago and watch the rest. Cheers. I'll finish off from where I was that night. It's just a very slight dimple in there still. See if I can improve that a little. And then I'll work on something else from the front, because pretty much everything on this piece is done except for doing a little bit of work on here. But yeah, that's right here. Thank you. Don't know about that thing. It's good, but you get that light behind you, I don't know, it plays up. But anyway, still see me? Or do I have to take the stupid hat off again? Alright. Anyway, let's have a look here. Righty, so unfortunately in here you can see that this poor old thing. There's a vacuum tank in there. I don't want to take it out. For the mere fact is, if you end up with an air leak in that, it just ain't going to work, and something of that age is going to be a bitch to get right. So I don't want to disturb it. Leave that well alone. So I'm just not sure. It's probably will. I'm going to get in here and get any of these out very successfully. Can't get my hand in there, but it's tight. I might be able to come up the side, but the biggest problem is I can't hit it from behind. So, like I said, like ages ago, like about the bullseye pick, or what do you call them, bird's eye pick, or whatever you want to call it, that would be really handy, because you could probably still get in there and just knock the worst of these little marks out. But it is what it is. I'm just going to have to leave them, and just, for all it is, I'm just going to have to work with it and put a body fill on it. It's not worth pissing around with, and not worth disturbing that thing, because that would just be a bitch if it had ended up with a vacuum leak, because I moved it to try and get in there to knock a couple of small little, if that was a really heavy dint, you know, it had been crushed and it had been filled in full of body filler, might have thought about it, but for those few little marks, it's not worth disturbing. Right, how you going, guys? So back on here today. I've got a little bit of welding to do that I want to clean up and get sorted, because I want to try and get, maybe today or tomorrow, depending on what the weather's like and how far I get today. I want to get the sort of the welding done, get the front of this cleaned up, and then start masking all the front of this off where I don't want etch on it, and try and cover up the rest, like the windscreen area and all that sort of stuff, and get this sorted. But yeah, I've got a crack here, a little bit of work to do around here, give this a final clean up. Yeah, and there's a little hole in that back of that wheel arch, or the front of the wheel arch where I take that dint out the other day. Before I go any further and get myself sorted, go and watch Dave at Scott Rods. He just did an awesome video, especially for you guys that are trying to get up to that 1,000 subs to get monetized. He just done an awesome video on that, about his experience, because he's only been monetized for probably about a month and a half, 2 months, or thereabouts. Yeah, last month, which was July, I think was his first month of monetization, which was that second or third day into the month. So he did a little video walking through his experience of what that was like to get that sorted, and even what he made. He didn't hide anything, and he just went basically through like all the tips and bits and tricks that he's researched and found out that you need to do to get monetized, which is really, really interesting, really handy. It's actually brought to light a couple of things that I know that I've done that I might need to sort out in a couple of videos. The video I did on the cam belt, I used a couple little clips off a guy's video. I put all his links and everything on my video, but it's possibly a video I might have to take down to get monetized, because you're not allowed to use anybody else's clips, which is something I sort of half I knew, but I thought if I was doing that sort of thing and just use little snippets, hopefully I'd be right. And I also have got a train video that I did of those trains at Lumsden. I put a short news clip on the end of that, which actually come off YouTube on the end of that, just to give some people some more information on what it was about. That might screw me out too for monetization, so I'll have to look into that. I was just trying to be a bit more, to give a bit more information, but yeah, you need to be careful, all those sorts of things. Obviously, background music is a biggie. I got pulled up on that for a car show that I videoed in Tasmania. There was music playing in the background. I couldn't stop it, but it's probably one of those things, if you are going to do like car shows and there's music playing in the background, be careful that maybe edit that music out the best you can, or find some way of taking some of that music out, or even overlay your own background music over it. And if you're talking, well, try and keep it brief so that backgrounds will try and be louder than the music that's in the background, or try not to talk in the areas where the speakers are really close and it's loud. So yeah, that's just one thing, especially if you're trying to get monetised. And obviously your language is a good one too, so I might have to just double check a couple of videos. Most of the time I keep my language pretty clean, but there's the odd time I probably put the old bulb in there every now and again, under frustration, like with things that come across in some ways. But yeah, like Dave's monetisation video that he just dropped there I think yesterday or the day before. Yeah, it's like really informative, especially for us guys that are trying to get there. You know, like I'm almost 400 subscribers now, not far away. I think I need about 10 or 12. You know, and I know there's quite a few other guys that are, you know, sort of trying to get towards that 1,000 subs that aren't far away. Like, really informative. So go watch that. Well worth the watch. So yeah, Dave at Scott Rods. Go check that out. Anyway, I'll get myself sorted and we'll make some sparks and some welding noises and all those sorts of things. We'll see you shortly. Alrighty, I'll get on with this. Anyway, I'd actually like a nice little cushion over in Tassie, which would be nice to have because it was just thick enough to be quite good. But right, so that's that done. Whoa. Where are we? Might make us lower. Hold on. Stop. Right, so I'm just going to give this a clean up and just weld up a few. I'll try and spot up some of these little pinholes, just make this a little nicer. Get that gear hose out from there.
Audio Jungle.
There. Right. Well, there's a couple of cracks around there, and I'll just have a scout around to see if there's anything else I need to weld up or clean up before I sort of do the bulk of this front. Right down to the bottoms of those other bits of those guards. I'll grab the camera and show you. So you're down in here, I'm not going to panic about. I'll just give this a quick wire over because I see there's a little bit of flash rust. So I'll etch probably up to sort of this area because we're still going to do welding and crap and everything underneath there. I'll just double check and make sure I got all this all welded properly. Got a couple little splits and holes in here I've got to weld up. Give this another quick wire wash. Probably give this another whole thing a quick DA and wipe it down. And probably start masking this thing up. Hopefully I've got enough masking tape and probably old newspaper or something. Just give this a general go over, just double check I've welded this all properly. Make sure we're right. And then yeah, I'll back mask in here. Or give it a wipe down, clean down. Yeah, and then I'll back mask in here. So put the tape up and then put all my masking, put my newspaper on it and cover all this up. And mask from here over and try and cover all this up. And just probably lace and some shit over in here as well. Some tarps and sheets and whatever. Just try and cover the worst of this up. I won't etch too far into here, but I'll try and flick it the best I can. And that leaves me a little bit of time to finish all these up later on when we do get all the inner pieces in here sorted. But yeah, right, we'll carry on. I'll puddle around with that other corner and then I'll have a quick check round. Back around here, I suppose. So I'll try and weld this up again. I think I'll drop that. That was pretty easy, fortunately. I'll give it a wee grind off. Yeah, plug the bud in. Crack here, so I haven't fully welded that around the back, but I'll do that after lunch. So always somebody noisy around in there. Yep, that happens to be your partner on the day you want to do some videoing, getting the Jag finished, hopefully getting some etch on the front of it. What'd she do? Oh, I want to water blast the deck today. Oh well, here we are. I'll probably end up doing half of that. So first thing I want to do is I want to revisit. Get out of that right. this how sorted out here. First thing I want to do is revisit here. You can still see there's a bit of a blemish in there. Now, what I was trying to do the other day, I was trying to hold a dolly on there and trying to hammer it down and trying to push the D's down and pull that up at the same time. And I could see when I was watching the footage, when I was editing, that wasn't working. So, hopefully with my reshaped hammer that I did the other day on the video I just put up this morning, I've sort of domed that fairly well. So now I've got a better surface, a bigger surface. Like this is quite a nice little hammer, but it's a bit small. I need something a little bit more weight. So when I'm, because you never hit straight up, or you try not to. There's obviously certain situations in certain areas, depending on where the guard is and the access and all that sort of stuff. Try not to hit dead straight. So try and glance blow. If you know what I mean? Because that's massage. It's like massaging instead of just whacking and dinting. Sort of hard to explain, but what I'll do is I'll get my dolly. I've just seen that. Hopefully that bloody noise out there is not too intrusive. But anyway, that's annoying me. I'll get my dolly, I'll hold this on the top, and then I'll try and get this and try and bang and push across. Try and push that up just a little more. Like, at the end of the day, like, I can just put some body filler on that and be done with it, but it feels slightly high over here, very, very minimal, but it's low through here. That sort of feels alright. So as I'm pushing that over, that'll pull that up and hopefully pull that little bit of high down, or I might have to come the other way. But that's just from what I observed the other day. So much for working on the Jag. Almost done. I asked Rachel to film me doing that creature planning. What you do? Doesn't, just shows me doing it without seeing me. Oh well. Righty, so back at it again. I finally got it back out here after all my interruptions. So I'll try and get this phone set up. Where are we? So you can see, hopefully. The old dual phones videoing can make it interesting to edit, but it should be right. So I've just got to weld this seam up because I've never finished welding it. So I'll get that welded up, and I'll just go in there quietly, just spot weld it, and then I should be, with a bit of a dress up, I should be ready to put the wheels back on this, and maybe just give it another quick DA and just to blow down in a scuff and all those sorts of things, and try and get this thing back on its wheels and get it outside and mask it up for some etch, because I'm about ready for that. I knocked a little dint out of here the other day, had another week up that. I've got to go back through the footage because I can't remember what I'd have even done, because I just keep losing days just with other things popping up. And yesterday I was emailing backwards and forwards about a job, and so I might have proper work shortly, but like as I was just saying to Arco on the phone, because we talk all the time. We use Voxer app, which is like a walkie-talkie app. It's awesome because we can just talk to each other without actually having phone calls. And it's probably a bit easier than like using Messenger or something like that with video calls. It's just like having a conversation on the phone, but you just talk backwards and forwards, and the message is always there if you want it, or if you miss it, you can just come back to it. So it's really handy. But yeah, we're just talking to him. It's like if I get a real job, man, that sucks because I'm not going to be able to talk to him very easy if I've got to work. But anyway, I'll get this welded up and stop crapping on, and we'll get some footage done. Alrighty. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with a huge, big, long video trying to get all these little clips and bits and pieces sorted out. So I flick my welder on, because I forgot to do that. On, yep. I'm not even going to worry about the welding mask because I'm only going to need a few tacks across here, and I'm not going to be doing heaps and heaps of welds one too quickly, so. Turn that gas on for this. Oh, hey. Oh, that sucks. No way. Man, that sucks. I'm out of gas. Oh, unbelievable. I think I've got some fluxless wire here. I'm going to have to throw that in just to finish that little piece off. I can't be bothered waiting another day to get a bottle. Man, where's Dad got that hard? Isn't that typical? I've had so many days, I've been sort of off and on, trying to get something started, and other things come up. The other day I was going to come out here, finish it off, ended up pressure washing big huge deck out the front where we sit during the summer and stuff, or we had a really nice day during the winter we might sit out there and have, you know, like afternoon tea or maybe lunch or something like that, depending on what's happening. But because I sort of haven't only been doing little splits and sparks, I haven't been watching. I knew the bottle was getting low, but I hadn't really been sort of watching it with the other little bits and pieces I did around the front. Didn't take much notice. And my partner's already gone to town, so as long as I can go into town and get another bottle, that's a real pain in the butt. But anyway, so what I got. But I've got this 0.9 wire. It's gasless wire. It's not ideal, but the little piece I've got to do, it'll finish the job, and then we can always fill the bottle up and for anything else we need. But this will get me finished for that little spot today, and I've used this stuff before on that welder, so I know what it's like. As long as it'll weld something similar, we'll be right. But yeah, it's just a pain in the ass because now I've got to flick around and change everything. Oh, yeah, I can't because now I've got to change all the polarity around and frickin' welder too. Oh, yeah, no, screw that, I ain't doing that. Anyway, that's not a biggie. I could probably get away without doing that. I'm going to have to weld that up after I've etched it. I'm still going to do welding down here, so I'm going to have to come back and re-etch parts of it. So screw it, I'll just get it cleaned up, we'll get it masked, and attack that another day. Yeah, that's a pain. Yeah, I forgot that you've got to change the polarity around. Anyway, so I ain't doing that, it saves. Otherwise I've got to change it all back around again and go back to gas and refeed all the wire. So I don't mind refeeding the wire, but yeah, I forgot that you've got to change the polarity around. Screw it, that sucks. It's always something. How you going, guys? So, since I can't do any welding, I was saying the other day that in the air, there's some little dents in here. Now I was saying that the air canister, or the air tank that's in there, or vacuum tank, which is part of the brake system, and obviously other little bits and pieces run off it. I didn't want to disturb it now, but I've been talking to Dad, and he said that something's not working properly in that system anyway. So he replaced that tank 3 or 4, 5 years ago, sort of type thing, when he was sort of playing around with us, trying to get a couple of things to work properly. So he said, you should just take it back out, and at least then I can knock these out. So I'd forgotten about that until just before. I was talking to Arco again, bitching and moaning that I had no welding gas. And I did think about, which I'll probably said on the other piece, but I did think about putting this welding wire in. This is gasless, but I have to change all the polarity around for the welding, so I was like, nah, screw it, I'm not going to worry about that. We'll get some gas at some other point. We still got to weld around the bottoms. Still got to weld all this in, weld that around there once we get that sorted. But at least I can get some etch on the front of this. I can start doing body working around here, and then when we get another bottle and Dad's back for a wee bit, which is in a couple, 3 weeks time, or 4 weeks time, whatever it is, we'll start playing with this and we'll get this finished, and then we can, get the rest of that done. And if I get this done before they get back, I'll just start working on the doors. And I also want to sort that other project out that I've got. But it's a matter of finding some time to go to my brother's place and sort all the stuff out and seeing what's not there, because I know it's not all there, and then trying to find it in that white container, which could be a bit of a hassle too. So that might have to go on the back burner for a bit until I might bring the stuff home that I know is there, and but that might have to go on the back burner until I can find and get in there, or maybe talk to Dad and find out where it is, because I don't want to be pulling that shit out, because it's chocker. Like it is chocker. Like there's all up in there and there's stuff stacked everywhere. So I don't want to be pulling boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff out trying to look for the bits. So, but we'll get to that. And who knows? Like if I get it done, I get it done. If I don't get it done, it doesn't matter. It's been sitting 35, 40 years now, so another couple of years isn't going to matter. And if I do get some of it done, or at least then, if I go to the States, Dad might better finish it. But anyway, amongst all the other projects that are here, and the ones that will probably never get done. But yeah, I'll get this vacuum tank out and see how we get on. vacuum tank out of the road. So yeah, because I thought this was old, I didn't realise it had been replaced. I didn't want to start pulling all this, but this is all new, so it's still in good nick. So it's not quite so desperate, you know, to disturb it, because like Dad said, it's still got a vacuum leak anyway, so, or something's not quite right, or the booster doesn't work properly, so, but, you know, we're going to have to play with that, around with it, so it's not going to hurt to pull it off. So now I can get in here with a hammer, knock. See if I can camera around here and show you. I might just have to close that door first. So in here, there's just some little stone dints and dimple dints. This is the worst one. There's a couple other little light ones. There's one up and over here too, which you can just sort of see on the screen. They're not bad, but hey, like for a little bit of work, it's not going to take much. As I said, like, because I didn't want to disturb that, I wasn't going to worry about it. But when I was talking to Dad, he said, no, I replaced that a wee while ago, just pull it out, it'll be fine. So now I can get in here. I'll just run the wire brush in around behind here, just to clean all the, you know, all that dirt and crap off from inside. Just give it a light, just to knock the shit off. Then I can actually use a hammer and a dolly properly, and you know, I haven't got dirt and shit and stuff between. So I'll quickly do that. I'll grab my angle grinder, we'll give that a quick buzz round, and we'll knock some more dints out. Well, I was trying to look for some stuff, and the gimbal went flat, so I've got that charging. Oh, and you had a couple of bars, and I thought, oh yeah, no, that'll be right. They meant to do like 15 hours or something. I was thinking they probably have done 15 hours with it, or more. And I was like, oh yeah. I thought, oh, I'll just plug the cord in, but it's obviously too flat to keep it pad what charges. So, and so I can think of it. But what I'll do is I'll go out and I'll sort out some footage. So all I've done is I've only knocked that out. I've cleaned up in here a bit. I'll get over to here, but I'll sort some footage out, give that an hour or so to charge up. And while I'm bugging around sorting this out, I'll get some lunch on, and then hopefully I'll come back out of here after lunch and try and get this video finished off. I was going to try and get this etched, but I'll try today, but I don't know if I'll get it in footage. I'll just see how long everything turns out. But yeah, pain in the butt car. I should have known. Anyway, I'll turn this phone off, and yeah, we'll go out there and I'll go inside and do some editing and put it together with all the other stuff, because I need to go through. I've actually probably got quite a bit of crap that I've got to go through, because I've had sort of some messy few days, so probably took me a while to sift through all the shit. Alright, I'll see you back shortly. How you going, guys? So, I think I might call it quits here for this video. So, you've seen me bugging around with that before, and then I've done a little bit on here, but I've had a real battle trying to get in here, because that inner skin for the inner wing is sort of hard by in the road. You can't get a good clean shot at it, but I have sort of flattened it a little. But anyway, yeah, I've been sort of editing off and on for the last probably an hour and a half, just playing around with what I've got up until this video here. And I've got about 40 minutes of footage, so I thought I'll call it quits. I would have liked to done a little bit of video with etch, but by the time I've done that and buggered around and sort of compiled a bit of footage together from that, you know, I'm probably going to be 50 minutes long, so that's getting way too long. So probably what I'll do is I'll put this on the end of it, I'll go back through it again so I can shrink it up a little bit more and try and keep it sort of under that 40 minutes if I can. And then hopefully tomorrow, depending on the weather, or Saturday, I'll get the front wheels back on this, mask up the front, quickly DA the rest of this again, and etch from probably about here up on both sides. And then I'll get a little bit of body filler around the front hopefully, and then maybe some high build in the next video. That's my plan. We'll call it quits now, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys, thanks. So yeah, like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Yeah, I'm almost at 400, so a couple more subscribers would be great. Thanks, cheers guys.